Good morning and welcome back to Derriere Farms. I was hoping that today was going to be a good day, and with the hotfix released for script mods for the PC, that it was, like I said, I thought it was going to be a good day. However, I am rather outraged, and I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it has been confirmed. Finally, Giants came out of the closet and admitted it after people called them out on it. But they snuck in a nerf to the number of pallets you can have on your farm at any one time. You are now limited to 50 pallets if you are on a console, and you're limited to 100 pallets if you're on the PC. I loaded my main game, and I am missing pallets because I guess as part of the change, it just deletes pallets that are over 100. And on my main farm, I had over 100 pallets because I was waiting for the ideal time to sell them. And so I had them neatly stacked around the various production facilities, and I have all the production facilities enabled on my main farm. It's the one I've been playing since the game came out. Like I said, I loaded it today, and I found pallets missing because it brought me back down to 100 pallet limit. What's worse is half my clothing is gone because the game arbitrarily decides which pallets are going to be deleted to bring you down to 100. So it didn't automatically delete the cheapest pallets. It just randomly selected it. 100 pallets, well, that's bad news for PC players. What's even worse is your console players are limited to 50 pallets. And Giants have kind of sheepishly said, well, we're going to look into the matter and, well, maybe we'll fix it in an upcoming patch, which will probably be, if they do decide to change it, the upcoming patch. It won't be a hotfix. It will be a patch. And that will be probably when the next DLC drops, because they usually release a patch when the DLC is released. Much like they dropped the patch 1.4 to prepare for precision farming. So, I don't know if you've been affected yet or how badly your farms have been affected. Like I said, I'm furious because I have lost quite a bit of product. I would be even more furious if I was a console player and I was limited to 50 pallets at a time. What makes this even worse is this wasn't even something Giants announced that was going to happen. They just snuck it into the game and screwed players over. Yet again, Giants has a huge PR problem with their communication skills. I've been a supporter of Giants for a long time, but I am starting to have to agree with some of the people on the forums that say Giants do not know how to communicate with their players or even what their players want. This should have been announced ahead of time so that people had enough time to prepare for the change. If you're as mad as I am and your game is being affected, I would go to the Giants forums and I would add your voice to the list of complaints. So Giants knows just how bad they screwed up. And let's face it, they screwed up. yet again. Anyway, I exited my game without saving, until a solution can be found, because I don't want to lose all those pallets. There is apparently a mod that will allow PC players to go back to having unlimited pallets, but it's a script mod, so it's no use to console players. I will link in the description this mod, because it's not an official Giants mod, heaven forbid. I will link that in the description, like I said, so that PC players can download it. Now, what to do if you're a console player, or even a PC player? I have a kind of possible solution, and it's this building here, which is, if we go to our productions, it's the Pallet Storage and Logistics Warehouse. It will store pretty much all of your products, and you can store up to, let me check. Alright, I looked quickly on ModHub, and the limit seems to be 100,000 liters of every product is storable in this warehouse. The beauty of this is that it is crossplay compatible. So it's a solution, at least a temporary solution, for console players. And I'll go over how this works in a second. The only bad thing for console players is that even if you to be able to install this mod or start using it, you're going to have to go into your game, and you will still have lost any of the pallets that were over 50. Okay, so the logistics warehouse, like I said, will store up to 100,000 liters of any of these products. Pretty much anything that's producible in the game. Grape juice, olive oil, raisins, you name it. What I would recommend you do before putting anything into the storage warehouse is change all of the outgoing product settings to distributing. And I'll show you why. Here we have 2 pallets of strawberries, and I'm going to throw them into the input point. And it takes strawberries, or any pallet, just like any other input point does. However, notice because it's on storing, it will put out, it just basically moves the pallets from input to output. And there is a rounding error. The game will reduce by 1 liter the amount of product you put in total, not per pallet, it's total. So you can see I put in 1,000 liters of strawberry. It's storing 499, and it moved to the output point the other 500 liters. I have every other pallet type set to distributing. So if we start putting in eggs, they will just get put into the warehouse, And you don't even need to do it this way. You just drive along with your trailer loaded and park it over the input point, and it will take in the products. So we're putting in wool, we're putting in eggs, we'll put in a couple of pallets of bread just to prove that it works. And there we go. See, it didn't output anything like the strawberry. It didn't move a product from one side to the other like it did with strawberries. It's just holding it in the warehouse. Bread. See, it's, like I said, the only pain is you lose 1 liter. But if you put it to distributing for most products like flour, butter, honey, something that's going to be used down the line by a production facility, it's going to distribute it anyway. Just like having your production point set to distributing as opposed to storing. And I'm going to change strawberries back to storing, or distributing from storing. And I will put the strawberries back in there. It's not an ideal solution, but at least this way you will be able to store more than 50 pallets worth of product. The other solution too is, I don't have any other productions on this map that are owned. But just like if you're familiar with productions, if you change it to distributing, let's say at the grape factory, it will send the raisins along to the cereal factory, and it will store whatever's left over, and it'll store the grape juice because that's not used in a production down at the line. Okay, so far so good. When you come to actually want to sell your product, let's say your clothing or your furniture or whatever, you just go back in and you change whatever product. Well, we don't have any, so we'll just use planks. And we'll just change the output back to storing. And if we had any planks in there, they would appear here. We can pick them up, put them on the trailer, and take them to the sell point. Just like any other production facility, I don't recommend using the selling feature because it's built hard-coded into the game, or it's built into the game. You pay I think it's a 40% commission fee for the game to actually go ahead and sell your products directly. Whereas distributing and storing, there is no penalty. It doesn't cost you anything to distribute products directly from here to the bakery, let's say. So that is my recommendation for console players, and even PC players if you don't want to use a mod from a third-party website. I will, like I said, link this and the other one in the description. But I'm very angry, as are a lot of people. And like I said, I would recommend, if you are as angry as I am, or even if you're just angry at the whole principle, even though you haven't lost anything yet, go to the forums and tell Giants how mad you are. Hopefully, Giants PR, or if their community, whatever they call themselves, I'm starting to believe they don't actually have a community relations team, even though they put out videos and fluff up the game. Hopefully, they will then pass that information along to management and we will see a fix sooner than later. Because waiting till the next patch comes out, like I said, there's no ETA on that. It might be months. Anyway, I hope this helps. Thank you for watching. And have a great day. But try and have a good day anyway. Take care, Jay.